Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Femi, can you hear me? Hello? Mic check. I'm the only one here. Mm.
Recording in progress.
A good day.
Hello, good day, everyone.
Good day.
Hello, good day, ma'am.
Good
I
afternoon.
apologize for a couple minutes delay due to some technical difficulties, but we're good to go now.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for another project presentation at 1010 Coding. Thank you, students, for sticking to this journey and having the confidence to share what you've been able to build for during the duration of your course. Thank you, parents, for always supporting the kids. Thanks to the friends and the family. Okay. All right. So if we could please all mute ourselves um until we're called upon, so uh people's background noises doesn't affect the meeting. Thank you. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to share my screen so that the presentation can start. Femi, if you could please be in charge of admitting new people into the meeting.
I'm hi student.
I think you're the
Host.
yes, you're the host of the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right, this is to confirm if everybody can see my screen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. All right, again, welcome everyone to our project presentation. So for the project presentation today, we're going to be taking you through the following agenda: a brief introduction to 1010 coding for new students or parents who are just joining us for the first time, a brief message from our teachers telling us about some of their students and their experiences with them. We're going to meet a presentation grader, which is going to be me for this presentation. And we're going to hear from our students, present some certificates, and hear from our parents. Word of encouragement to our students from our parents. We encourage parents to partake in this, and then we'll conclude this meeting. So for a quick introduction, 1010 Coding is an online teaching and mentoring platform that has developed courses to prepare students between ages 6 to 18 for a future in the digital age. We always embrace our youngsters, tell our youngsters to embrace coding and digital technology. So at 1010 Coding, we offer a variety of courses that range from programming to data analytics with Microsoft Excel to drawing and animation, website development and design, mobile app development, and robotics. For each of these our courses, our students will go through 4 levels, 4 difficulty levels, from the beginner all the way to the expert level. And after each course and each student going through the 4 levels will present a certificate of completion to the students. So what sets 1010 Coding apart? We have 4 value propositions. The first thing is our project-based courses, which is why we're all here today. Because at the end of each course, our students are going to present the project that they've been able to work, one of the projects they've been able to work on throughout the duration of their course. We always give our students international opportunities by submitting some of their projects to international competitions through our carefully vetted teachers and so much more. We also have the low student-teacher ratio. Our classes range from 1-to-1 all the way till 4-to-1, which is our maximum. So our students get individual attention and also healthy competition to keep them motivated. Then we have our carefully vetted teachers. Our teachers are selected from all around the world. So from Nigeria to India to Peru to the United States, we make sure that our students are getting the best when it comes to who is going to educate them. All right, so for our next slide, we're going to meet some of our teachers that are currently on this meeting. So I see Femi, so let's start with Femi. Hi, Femi. Could you introduce yourself, the courses you take, and then your experience with the kids for this summer camp period?
Hello Azizat, hello everybody. My name is Femi Akerele. I'm a web developer, and for this summer camp, I took programming courses, programming with Scratch, programming with MakeCode, and programming with Python. And I also took website development, CSS as well. This summer camp, I took my students, I had a lot of inquisitive students who really wanted to know more, students who wanted to, practice with the projects we were giving to them. So it was really fun and exciting, to dabble in those projects with the kids. So that's just a brief summary of the projects and now the summer camp point.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Femi. Do we have anyone in? Rupal, Shraddha, Laura. So in case I know some of our teachers are taking classes today, so they might not be able at this
on the
moment.
call.
Oh, Rupal is here. All right. Rupal, can we hear from you? Okay, maybe Rupal is having some technical issues. So when Rupal is available, we'll hear from Rupal in a bit. So this is a slide showing some of our teachers, and they teach courses ranging from website development, like Femi just told us about, to programming, all the 4 levels, drawing and animation, etc. So thank you, teachers. So for today's grader, I'm going to do a brief introduction. I'll be introducing myself. So my name is Azizat. I'm the co-founder of 1010 Coding and a petroleum engineer here in the United States, Houston, Texas. For things that I like to do, I love to volunteer. I mentor for the National Society of Black Engineers, where we mentor kids with digital technology courses, just like we do at 1010 Coding. I do the same with women in engineering as well. It was from these mentoring experience that I and my other co-founder started 1010 Coding, because we wanted to bring opportunity that kids all over the world are exposed to. We wanted to bring it to Nigeria and level the playing field as well for our students, so that they can compete with their international counterparts. So for my education, I got my bachelor's in petroleum engineering from University of Ibadan, and my master's in petroleum engineering from University of Houston. Things I like to do for fun: I like dancing, I like reading, I love poetry, and I like to travel. So for the students, once you start presenting, I'll also love to see what you like to do. All right, so without further ado, let's move on to our presentation. So I've been told the first presenter for today will be Dominic, because he can't be here for too long. So I will stop sharing my screen. And Dominic, can you put your video on and introduce yourself. Oh, your video is on already. Awesome. You're ready. So can you unmute yourself and give us a brief introduction, your name, your age, what course you're going to be presenting on today, and you can go on to your presentation.
Okay, good day everyone. My name is Dominic Okube. I am 14 years old. I'm in grade 11 here. I just completed the Gigabyte edition course, Python course. Firstly, I also thank God for the opportunity to do this course. I also thank God for giving my parents the also thank God for showing my parents this 10 coding and giving me this opportunity to be part of this coding experience.
Awesome.
So the project I've done right here is called Digital Club. Yeah.
Okay, and Dominic, this would be programming Python, right? The gigabyte level.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, continue.
So this is just a program that I created to show the time accurately. And this program solves or gives an answer to the very important question we ask ourselves every single second of the day. What is the time? With this tool in your computer, you'll be able to see the time in bold print without looking for where you can check the time, basically. So before we start, there are some important things to note. In these projects, you will see different types of libraries in Python. You may be asking yourself, what's a Python library? A Python library is a collection of pre-written code and functions that can be used to perform various tasks and operations in Python programming. These libraries contain modules, classes, and functions that simplify the development process by providing usable code for common tasks. Basically, in a Python library, you can see plenty functions that other Python developers have already written that you can just execute in your code as easy as that. So in this project or program, I use two main libraries, Thinker and Time. They are Python libraries in Python. Other things to note. A function is a step-by-step process involved in undergoing the task. You can see input, function, then output. When you insert an input, there's a process that is carried out before you see the output. Basically, 1 + 1 = 2. So there's a process before you see the 2. That's the output. Okay, so moving on. A variable is a container for storing data. You can use the example of a bottle and the water in the bottle. So the bottle is the variable, then the water you put in the bottle is data. So you can assign a class object to a variable. A class object is basically a part of this Python libraries over here, Thinker and Time. basically, yeah. Then STRF time is another feature of this program. It is a function in the time library used in various programming languages like Python to format data and dates and time objects into human readable strings. It allows you to create custom data time formats using format space, basically. So moving on, the key features of this project are importing functions from the Tinta database, that is the Tinta library, functions, variables, creating class objects, creating the class objects, and using methods or attributes in Tinker. Then okay, as you can see from Tinta imports is just a line of code carried from my coding and other things. This is the function that I created. This def here means defining the function, then the update time is the name of the function. And in Python, there cannot be a function definition without brackets. So after you put in brackets, open and close brackets, you do colon, then there has to be an indented space here. If not, there will be an error shown in the IDE. More things to note. SRF time contains format codes. Sorry. SRF time contains format codes that you show to show the different denominations of time, like months, day, minutes, seconds, year, basically. This format code usually starts with a percentage, or in Python, we call it modulus, and are usually enclosed within a string. This is an example of a format code at the top right corner of the screen. Today's time equals to strf, then round brackets, then enclosed in a string. The quotations are the string, then A is modulus A is a format code in SRF time. Then they are usually separated within a colon. For example, 11:59 p.m. So these are just the main denominations of time that are separated within a colon are the hour, minute, and second. But the years, months, and days are separated with a slash. Then another thing to notice is that a outward, is it equal an outward slash and n is used to add a new line character in the formatted string. For example, this means that you can put this code on another line, basically. And there are a few of these shown in the next slide. Then this is modulus A, modulus lowercase a, that shows which days as sun, moon, and all this. Okay, these are some format codes in the SRF time function. And this SRF time function is inside the time library. That's other programmers in Python have already used, basically. So let me show you the code area. Okay. So I use the PyCharm education. I use PyCharm to code. So as you can see from this, the line you saw earlier on, from theta imports asterisk. This means that you are importing all the functions and class objects, all the formal codes, everything from theta library. And this means that we are importing SRF time function and all its class objects and format codes from this time library. And this also is the definition of the update time function that you saw earlier on. This here is the creation of a variable. This is time variable. And in Python, this underscore means space, but there's nothing like space. As you can see, if I put a space, and error will be shown. Yeah,
Okay.
this is the error.
Dominic, for the lack of time, can you scroll down to the end of your code and run it?
Okay. So this is the else piece. This is the else piece. This is the Tinta environment. This is the else piece.
Great. I love what you've done with the different fonts and the colors. This is awesome. This is good. Good job.
Thank you.
So in
Thank you.
Python, how many libraries have you dealt with outside of the Tinta?
I've dealt with Turtle library
Okay.
and the time library.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've dealt
Great.
with those three.
Okay, awesome. So Python is a very robust programming language and it has a lot of libraries. So I would encourage, try to get your hands on more of these libraries to practice, just to see how powerful the Python language is and the myriad of things you can do with it. So good job, Dominic.
Okay.
Thank you so much for presenting this to us.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So if you could stop sharing your screen, I will call on the next person. Thank you. So up next we have Bolarinde Samuel. Is Bolarinde Samuel on?
Yeah, I am here.
Oh, okay, awesome. So what's your first name? So I can address you.
Ajiwala.
Wajibola is your first name. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wajibola, can you start your presentation? Let me put this up here.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ajibola Bolarinde, and the course I chose was the Scratch Programming Byte Edition, because I'm quite new to the course. Yeah, to programming. I'm a graduate of secondary school. I just recently graduated, and I like playing sports a lot, especially basketball and some other things. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start first with what I liked about my course. So since I'm new to the programming side of the world, it was quite easy for me to understand since Scratch is for beginners mostly. it was fun recreating stuff from my childhood and some other nostalgic stuff. And it was a very good app to start with for programming. So the reason why I chose my project that I'm gonna show you soon is because it gave a lot of nostalgia. It was the hardest I could find, although it's not really that hard to make, but amongst all of the others I saw, it was the hardest. And to me, it was the most appealing amongst everything, yeah. So for the audience I designed my project for, is for the people that loved playing games in their childhood. Yeah, and how is it gonna cater the audience? As I said, it's for the people that love playing games a lot. So this is like to bring back that feeling of when you were a child, because most of us are old now. So the steps I took to creating a project here. So this is the project here. It's an old game. Some of you might know it's called Flappy Bird. Yeah. So it's not a perfect representation of Flappy Bird. It's just like a beginner's version because there were a lot of problems with Scratch that could not be solved. So that's gonna be one of the challenges I faced. So yeah. So for creating the cat to move, I obviously had to use some blocks here to make it move, and I had to reduce the size of the cat because it was way too big. So I reduced it half the size. For this here, when I press my up arrow key on my PC, it changes the Y by 10, which is it moves upwards by 10 steps or 10 blocks. For the down arrow, it moves the Y by -10, which is downwards. So here when my lives over here, as you can see below 1, it stops the whole game, stops every command or code, everything. For this here, it's every time I click the green flag here, it automatically sets my life back to 4. And whenever it touches one of these sprites over here, it resets me back to my original position so that I don't just keep taking, so I just don't keep losing lives. Of course, there's still a big problem with that, but I'm gonna explain that later on. For the first sprite here, as you can see, it's invisible with outline blue here. So the reason why is because if I was to use, I can't use one sprite for it, because if I use just one sprite, then it's gonna be I can only choose either only up or down, which is not that good. So I decided to make 2 sprites, one for up and one for down. And if I didn't make it invisible, then it's gonna cause a lot of problems at the beginning. So it might just immediately I start, it's just gonna fail and I'll lose all my lives. So that's why I made it hide, and immediately I started, as you can see, it will spawn back here again. See, it spawns here. That's why I put hide, wait 1 second, then show, because it already passed here and come back. For this one, yeah, this is it here. So when green flag clicked, it starts here, then it moves and comes back here, then it glides all the way back here with this. That's why I put here as my variable, and I made 2 variables. I didn't name them different things, sorry. So this pick random between -90 and -175 is actually how long or short the sprites are gonna be. And then yeah, same thing here to glide all the way from here and more. Same thing I did here with this other sprite. I just like copied what I did here and pasted it here. And this place looks smaller because I didn't make it hide. It's only one I made hide because there's no need for the other one. And for the prototype, there's prototype I made before. Give me a sec, sorry. This is it here. It's meant to be like the original one, but I found out that there were a lot of problems if I tried to make it like the original one here. Like if I pass by here, it's just gonna freeze and not do anything, and I have to wait for like it to start again. It's gonna glitch out sometimes and do that. So that's why I scratched the idea out and just made it a little bit different. And I've already shown you the test, so I don't think there's a need for me to do that again. So what software did I use? I used Scratch here. How does the software work? Okay, so these stuff here, motion, look, sound, events, everything here, you use this to like make the whole program. So look here, you can use it to tell this sprite here to say hello, or change the costume of the certain sprite to either this or anyone you want. and make it do some other stuff. For sound, I don't know if you guys be able to hear this, but if I put sound here and I go to events, which events is basically like what start, stop, and basically control the whole of the programs. I put it here and I press this, it makes a sound whenever it starts, a pop sound. I don't know if you guys hear that.
Yeah, we
Um,
heard it.
okay. For the controls, these are basically like if you want to set certain limits and stuff you wanted to do. Like that's why I put if here. So if the up arrow key is pressed, then to move upwards. If I put if then, and I put if up arrow key is pressed, then it's move upwards. But if else, if it's not pressed, then it keeps falling down, like what I did with the other one, but I had to scratch that idea out. For sensing, that's what I'll use that. So if this scratch touches this, I lose a life. And this is it here, set life to 5, and then -1 life every time it touches the sprite. For the operators, this is basically like the mathematical aspect of Scratch that you use to like set okay, so if I put this in and I say and it says if the height of this cat is less than 50, then I can put that is to teleport back up here or teleport anywhere here. So basically something like that. The variable is just whatever you want it to be. It can be how fast you want the whole thing to go, how slow, whatever. And for my blocks, this basic blocks I can create for myself. It doesn't really do much, but like you name it and whatever you name it affects the whole program that you do. And how did I build my characters? You don't build characters in sprites, sorry, in Scratch. You just like choose whichever one you want here from the multitude of them. And for the background, same thing, choose whichever one you want. The challenges I encountered, yeah, this is what I was getting to. So for time and technical stuff, I had no problems. So for the okay, I think this might be on the technical, but yeah, for the other stuff, like the Scratch software did not have enough material for me to work with. Yeah, so let me go back to the original one, sorry. Oh. Yeah, so the problem of whenever it hits something still and it teleports back still works and just drains all my life. I didn't find any way to fix it, even though I've been intensely looking for a way. I couldn't find any way to fix it, unfortunately. And then some other stuff, like when I said that I can't make it like just be falling down and I have to make it go up because it glitches the whole system out and it just doesn't work properly. Yeah, that's it for the challenges I faced. And so to summarize everything, I believe that I created an almost accurate Flappy Bird, and I proved that I understand Scratch to a high extent. What I could use to make this project better is using some programming apps that are way better than this and have a multitude of things for me to use, like Unity, Unreal Engines, as you can see there. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ajibola. I enjoyed your presentation. I love that you challenged yourself by going with the most difficult project you find. And you did face some challenges, but you overcame some of it, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So in Scratch, you can actually modify the characters outside of the ones you choose, and you can
Yeah.
actually build a sprite as well in Scratch. And for how I'll challenge you is, so what do you think? Instead of like your lives reducing, you could increase your lives and like do like a stage kind of game where you move from level to level.
I actually wanted to do that, yeah, but like I think I couldn't. Of
Okay.
course, I could have used stuff like YouTube to help me do it, but like there were still some problems that I was facing with the
Okay.
lives and some other stuff, even though I kept trying to fix it, so it couldn't work out.
Okay. Scratch is not perfect. It's a beginner level software. But for example, I know that we could offer courses like Tinker and like MakeCode, where it's like more robust softwares and has more for you to like work with. So you could check that out and also use the resources that you have, like your teachers, go meet them, send them emails if you do have like any challenges, and they'll be able to help you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ajibola. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Let's move on to the next presenter for today. I have Daramola Ayomikule.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Kale. Good afternoon.
Yes, I hope everyone's okay. I'm 17. I'm in my second year in university. I go to Bowen, and yeah, I did the Python course, so I did actually make slides. I don't know, I didn't know what I meant to make actually, but I didn't make slides. So I'm just
Okay.
going to go straight. I'm going to go straight to the presentation.
All right, that's fine. So yeah, present your project and just walk us through it.
All right, so hold on. All right. So I'm going to be doing a guessing game. That's what my project is. It's a guessing game, a number guessing game. So the first line in port random is basically like it's like it loads a random model which generates or manipulates random integers. So it just basically generates random numbers. So yeah, the third line, which says define number guessing game, is like you're basically defining the function. So the function is a number guessing game. So you define the function, which is the game which you're about to create. Yeah. The fourth line, it's, well, it's an inbuilt function of random model. So what that means is that like the line, it means you're going to be guessing between numbers 1 to 10, basically. Yeah. So line 6, which is player name is equals to that's self-explanatory. Thank you. Thank you. That's sorry about that. That's self-explanatory. So you just, write your name. It's very self-explanatory. So line 7, it's just showing you that you've not made any guess yet. So it's number of guesses equals to 0, that you've not made any guess yet. So line 9, you just have to write your name. I mean, everything, this is basically self-explanatory. I don't know if I should explain it but okay. Line 9 is print.
Wait, let's do this. So why don't you play the game first?
All right.
Let's get the big picture, see how it works, and then you can take us through your script.
I said no. So I set my name, then I put in my first guess. Let me say 5. Too low. So you go with something higher, 7. Too high, then definitely 6. Okay. So now the next line says you only have 4 tries because the number of guesses is less than 5. So which is 4. So you only have 4 tries. The line 12 basically shows like when you impute your guess. So that's the first time you're guessing, which was when I guessed 5. That makes it once that you've guessed. So number of guesses becomes 1 because that's when you guess your first guess. So if the guess is less than the number, which is the right one, this is what will be printed. And mine was less than it. So this is what they gave me. Elif it means else if, is the short form of else if, which is used when you want to execute a conditional statement, or better said, use it to check for another condition if the first statement isn't true, basically. So yeah, so elif gets the number. If elif gets greater than the number, you print the guess is too high. Yeah, that's what happened the second time I tried. So else break. So break break is break is basically used to exit a loop when a condition is met. So of course, the condition would have been met after all this, so you just exit the loop. So yeah, and line 22, if guess is equals to the number, if your guess is equals to the number you impute, this is what will get printed out. So it will print congratulations, the name you inserted, you guessed the number, string. Okay, string is I'll explain string. String is a text. Is anything between what is thing called? Apostrophes. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, number of guesses is a number, so that's obviously an integer. So all of those are just like the types of data things in Python. So yeah, number 2924, else itself is 23. If the first condition isn't met, the second condition is going to be met. Sorry, the second condition is going to be printed. So else print, sorry, was the name you inserted, you did not guess the number, and they'll tell you the actual number, which is this. So line 27 is just me defining the game again, because without that, the game isn't going to run. Because actually I already did this, but I didn't insert line 27. Then it didn't run. So I just got help from Mr. Femi. So
Okay.
yeah, that's basically it.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Kale. I liked your
Yeah.
game. For a challenge, I would love to see your guessing game should be a number between 1 and 999,999. That'd be
You want
fun.
me so
Yeah, it will be. There's gonna be a lot of iterations going on with your code.
yeah.
All right, great. I like that your script was interactive, and
Yeah.
anyone that's familiar with coding that picks it up is gonna know what it's about.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I look forward to seeing more complicated games from
Yeah.
you in
All
Python.
right.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. So next we have Tomilola Fateriga. Tomi, are you ready? Is okay. Yeah, video is on. I see. All right, great.
My name is Fatu Oguntomilola, and my project is the environment. I'm in drawing and animation kilobyte edition. Okay, I chose this project because I want people to be aware about the environment, and I want them to know they can't just do stuff in the environment so that they can keep it clean for the other people that are coming. Okay, so I'm okay. What I liked about my course is it's very fun and interesting.
I sent one last one just now. I'm opening it on my phone and she's saying this is it.
I think you don't remember.
Is it this one?
Yes.
This one?
Yes, this is it.
This one. These are the things you're supposed to open.
Yes, these are.
Tommy, is that your mom in the background?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's not me.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. There's someone that's unmuted and we can hear you in the background. Could you please mute yourself? Hello.
I think it's from Siri. Siri, please mute your mic. Or admin can mute her, yeah.
Yeah. Who is the admin? Femi, can you try to see if you can mute? Okay, I think we're good now.
Okay.
All right. Tommy, sorry about that.
Okay.
You can continue.
What I want, what audience I design my projects for, the general public. Define my project. Okay, how my project caters to my audience. I want it to, it informs them. I did steps I used to create my project. Okay, I use Spline when I wanted to create my project. Prototype, designing and developing my project.
All right. Can you share your screen that has your project and present it to us and tell us how you designed and developed it?
Mom. So this is what happens when we present. What's that thing on my head? This camera.
All right. Please. Hi everyone. If you're currently not presenting, please mute yourself. Thank you. All right. So can you tell us the story behind your animation?
Oh, story behind my animation. So this story behind my animation.
So I see that everyone was green and fine, and at the end, all the plants were gone.
Yes.
So can you
Okay, so this is how the environment was before. When they were throwing trash on the floor, the guy was throwing trash on the floor, and no one decided to pick it. So this is how I did. This is how it looks like. And these are what I used to make it. I used bin metal, tree cubes, plane, leaf corner, book, basket, food can, camera, coffee, and ring.
All right. So can you tell us what platform did you build this on?
I did it on Spline.
You did it on Spline, and Spline gives you access to 3D animation, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
So this was how it was before the man started throwing trash on the floor.
Okay, so for the lack of time, I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions about your
Okay.
presentation. All right. So in total, how many frames did you have for your presentation?
3.
Okay. Nice. All right. So tell us about this. What are we seeing?
Okay, this is after they decided to clean the place because most people were getting sick, and they put a sign up so that people will stop littering on the floor and they won't have that problem again.
All right.
And these are the stuffs I use for. And this is what I use for it. I use an olive tree, a leaf corner. I use some text, advertising sign being a child and a girl.
Awesome. So how long did it take you totally? The whole project?
Like 2 days to do it.
All right. Yeah, animation does take a lot of time.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy the process?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so can you go back to your presentation and tell us your challenges?
Oh, my challenges with I was very new to the app, so I wasn't able to get it. And until this morning I was able to know some parts of the app.
All right, awesome. Great. Yeah, I mean, with every new software you learn, there's going to be a learning curve, correct? But
Yes.
you were successfully able to show us your animation that was longer than your bite level animation. So that's really good. For your next challenge that I'd like to give you a homework, for your animation, try to see if you can change like the background. You know how we kept seeing, yeah, the green background. So try to make your frame like the same size as what we're gonna see, right?
Okay.
Right. And I'd love to see that. Thank you so much, Tommy, for sharing. All right. So for our next presenter, we are going to have Daniel. Daniel, are you on? Daniel Aganene. Daniel, is Daniel on? I saw Daniel a couple of minutes ago. Okay. Daniel, can you unmute yourself, turn on your video, and start your presentation? Okay, so if Daniel is not ready, let's move on to Success Anyao. All right. So Success is not here. Let's see. Okay, next I have Chizubelu. Is Chizubelu on? Okay, so if I've called on you and you're ready, just type a message into the chat to let me know that you're back. All right, then I have Richard Ukegu Ugochukwu. Richard, are you ready? Okay, Daniel, I can see your video, but no audio. Can you try to fix your audio? Okay, so while we're waiting on Daniel's audio, Richard, can you unmute yourself? I've requested for you to unmute. And if Richard is not ready, we can move on to Nancy. All right, Nancy is not ready too. Okay, let's move on to Firewamiri Oludare. Your video is already on, so if you could just unmute yourself and start your presentation.
My Scratch is still loading.
Oh, it's still loading. Okay. All right, let's give you a couple of minutes. Let's see. Avery? Is Avery on? Okay, Avery's not on. Okay, let's go back to Richard. Richard and Nancy. Are you ready? Okay. You're not. Daniel, can you unmute yourself? See if we can hear you now. All right, can you say something? We still cannot hear you. Can you call someone to come help you see what the problem is with your audio? If you can go to settings. Yeah, let's see if that works. Fire, is your Scratch loaded yet?
No, it's still loading. It's the internet.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
It's the internet that's slowing it down. It's supposed to be finished loading.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. All right, so Daniel, do you have someone to help you? Can they go to settings and see what the problem with the audio is?
Mommy, how do you use from a distance?
Okay, do we have any other student that has not presented that is waiting to present? And is ready.
Richard is ready.
Oh, okay. All right. But Richard needs to unmute himself.
I'm ready.
All right, awesome. All right, Richard, you can share your screen and take us away. Okay, so Richard, for this course, All right, Richard, for this, can you introduce yourself, your full name, the level you took, and then you can start your project presentation.
My name is Ukebo Bochuko, and I took CSS course Megabyte Edition. And my project was to make a blog website. This is how it is. And this is the source code. First, I have to write the HTML code and then style it using CSS. So adjust images, content types, and all that. That's basically what it is.
Okay, Richard, can you go back to your website and tell us where the styling of the CSS came to play?
This image, it was way bigger than this. That's to reduce the size and put it in the center of the page.
Okay. All right, then the rest of the website, was that just your HTML code in play?
That's to center this part.
Okay. All right, keep scrolling. And then how about the font sizing? Was that styled with CSS scripts, CSS as well?
You can, but I don't really use it.
Okay. So what was the major thing you used your CSS for? For positioning?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So your website has, tell us about your website. What's the story behind your website?
The blog on a topic
Okay.
where people can read.
All right. And then I can see like there's something about spaceships at the bottom. Can you scroll down?
These are the next topics after this.
Oh, okay. All right, I see. And then people can click on it and then it will take them to the next page. Okay. All right. And for your website, do you have a footer? Hmm?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So can you go back to your code? Okay. So can you tell us what software you used?
Visual Studio Code.
Okay.
It's
And
a software for writing programs.
okay. And what was your challenge learning this software? Because you've done HTML, correct? And now you've
Yes.
done, yes, now you're doing CSS scripts. So what are the challenges you faced with CSS that you didn't experience when you took the website design course or when you took the HTML course?
The different styles and to pick the specific things to style in the website.
Okay.
This is a whole page, so pick it.
All right. So how long did it take you to build the website?
2 days.
2 days. All right. Awesome. If you can achieve this in 2 days, I wonder what you can achieve in a month.
Is it too loud?
All right. Good job. Thanks, Richard. Okay. All right, Richard. Thanks for presenting. Is Nancy ready now? Okay, if Nancy is not ready, Daniel, can you say something? Let's see if we can hear you. No, we still can't hear you. Can you try joining through another device? Maybe a phone? And we can just discuss with you. You tell us verbally about your project. Okay, so while we're waiting on Daniel, try to see if we can join through a phone. Trust, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Are you ready to present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so tell us your name, the course you took, your age, and share your screen so you can show us your presentation, your project.
Okay, my name is Trosanya. I'm 7 years old and my course is programming.
Okay.
The project. About the one, my own presentation that is.
All right, can you share your screen and show us your project?
My brother's computer, so.
Oh, okay. So your project is not on the computer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you tell me what your project was on? What did you work on?
I work on Tinker.
Oh, okay. And what was the name of your game? Did you build a game or did you do an animation on Tinker?
Well, I made an animation, like a dragon adventure of 2 dragons flying from one background to another.
Awesome. That's good. So what was the most challenging part of your project?
Well, I couldn't turn the dragon forward.
Okay. But did you end up doing it? And if you couldn't do it, so what did you do instead?
Well, my programming teacher taught me, and now I can turn it.
All right, awesome, great. Thanks, Trust. I would have loved to see it, but I understand you can't show it now. So once you can get the computer you were working on, share the
tab. I had a tab.
Oh, a tab. Okay. All right, great. So share your project with your teacher so your teacher can share it with me and I'll be able to grade it. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Trust. All right. Okay. Fire, are you ready? If you cannot share your screen, if your Scratch is not loading, can you unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell us about your project? All right, Fire, we're ready for you.
I finished loading.
Oh, it's finished loading. Great. Okay. All right. I'm gonna.
But I said.
Okay. Your network is very spotty. I can barely hear you. Okay. While we're waiting for Fure to join us back, is Nancy ready?
Yes, ma'am, ready.
Okay, great. Nancy, please share your screen and start your project presentation.
Okay, ma'am. My name is Ukebuto Chikunansi, and I took the Megabyte programming course. The app I used was MakeCode Arcade.
The name of my game is called Hops and Coins, and I had to create a few sprites and so create a tile map. So I'm going to play my game, then explain it. So I use arrows and the letter A. I use arrows to move the sprites. I use the letter A to make it jump.
Okay, can you expand the screen for the game?
Okay, ma.
Okay. All right, good.
So anytime I touch the coin, it increases my score by 1. And if I touch the flower, a bee appears and the bee touches me, then my life reduces by 1. But if I jump on the bee or go higher than the bee, then the bee dies. So I'm going to create an instance of the bee dying when I go higher than it. So I'm going to use letter A now to jump and go higher than the bee. So my life didn't reduce because the bee didn't come in contact with me. I'm going to create an instance of the bee coming in contact. I don't know why, but the bee can't come in contact with me, so I can't make my life reduce. But normally when the bee comes in contact with me, my life reduces by 1. And if I touch this red background at the end, it says game over. That is basically everything about my game.
Okay. All right. So you can minimize the gamepad, and let's go to your code. Okay. So can you just scroll down? Let's see all the blocks that your it seems like you had to use a whole lot of code. Okay, can you tell your brother to reduce there's a feedback to reduce the volume of his computer? Okay, all right. So for the lack of time, Nancy, I like the fact that you combine 2 things in your game. I can see your when you touch the coin, your score increases. When you touch the bee, the life decreases. So I'd like to ask, what was the most challenging part of building your? Nancy, you're muted. Okay.
Creating the sprite, because the background was always black, so it makes the sprite come out weird.
Oh, I see. Okay. But at the end you were able to overcome that. That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
And then for my challenge for you for this presentation, I see that you've done a lot with the blocks trying to build your game, but I would like to see you move into the syntax of it. So you can see where it says blocks and then it says JavaScript. So you can explore that part as well on top of your, that way you see all your block of code being converted to like the syntax part. And it's really going to help with your next course, which would be Python, because that's all syntax. It's no more block coding. So
Okay,
that's going to be a challenge for you to explore on your own. All right, great. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so if you can stop sharing, let's call on the next person. Oh, Fury, you're back. Are you ready now?
Not quite ready.
Okay. All right. Wait, but can you tell us briefly about your project? What did you work on?
I'm working on a spiral maker.
It's okay, is that a game or an animation?
A game.
It's a game. Okay. And then you built it on scratch?
Yes, ma.
Okay. And how long did it take you to build this game?
One day.
That's awesome. So in the course of your classes, how many games did you build in total? Do you remember?
Ma, I didn't understand the question.
So in the course of your all your 12 classes that you did, how many games did you build? That sounds like a lot. Okay, that's fine if you don't remember
I'm
the
not quite sure because it was plenty games we did out of one that we are doing.
All right. Okay, so that's good. It must have been difficult choosing one game for your presentation. So can you share
Yes.
share your game with your teacher, and then your teacher is going to share it with me so that I can grade your game after. All right. So that'll be, I'll be expecting your game, I'll be expecting Trust's game. Okay. All right. Let's move on to Daniel. Daniel, I saw that you joined with another device. Can you unmute yourself? Let's see if we can hear you now. Oh, Daniel's gone again. Okay. All right. While we're waiting on Daniel, I see Chizu. Would that be Chizubelu? Are you ready for your presentation? Chizu, is Chizu ready?
Yes.
All right, great. Can you turn on your video and start presentation? Okay. All right, Chizu, we can see you. Can you start sharing your screen? Do a quick introduction of yourself, how old you are, what course you took before you start your presentation.
I'm 13.
Doesn't that look like she looks like
Okay.
Mario?
So what course did you take?
Python.
Okay, so you took the Programming Gigabyte course. All right, good. Can you share your project with us?
It's
Okay, are you having issues with your PowerPoint presentation?
No.
Okay, because I could see your PowerPoint loading, but I don't see it anymore.
It's done.
Can you share your screen again? Okay.
Created a shape creator.
Okay. So for the lack of time, we can skip the PowerPoint presentation and then you can show us your Python code and run it and let's see. All right. So while Chizu is setting up his computer, bringing up his screen, we can move on to Avery. Is Avery on now? Avery Omoze Aitanu. Okay. All right, Avery, can you unmute yourself and start your project presentation?
Okay.
So tell us your name. And it's fine. You don't have to go through your presentation for the lack of time. So just open your project.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can come back to the presentation after.
Okay. Today I'll be presenting the code for a Mad Libs game. A Mad Libs game is just a game where you use little sentences to make a story. On the second line, we have our color input. Then here we have to enter a color. On the third line, we have our plural noun. Here we are supposed to enter a plural. Then on line 4, our celebrity stands for any name of a person or an object. If we run our code, the first question it will ask us is we should enter our color. Now, for instance, I'm going to enter color red. When I press enter, it asks me to enter a plural noun. So I'll type in violet. And when I enter, it's now asking the last sentence to enter a celebrity. When I press enter, my final result will be roses are red, violets are purple. I love dancing.
Awesome. All right, thanks. Thank you very much. I like this. This is like a mini chat GPT, if you know what chat GPT is, where you put in your prompt and then chat GPT gives you like a result of everything you can scour from the web with your input. So I like the fact that you input, you're specific about your inputs, and then it gives you a beautiful poem for your output. So what was the most challenging part of your project?
The most challenging part was I didn't really have a challenging part. It was very easy, actually.
Okay. All right. That's good. So I would actually like to see you challenge yourself further and maybe write more lines of codes that would include more inputs and maybe a more robust output.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for presenting. All right. Can you pronounce your name? I don't think you did. Let me know how to pronounce it.
Which one? The first or the
First
second?
name. Your first name.
Avery.
Oh, Avery. Avery is your first name. Oh, okay. I didn't see it on your. Okay. So how about your second name? How do you pronounce that?
Omoze.
Omoze. Okay. All right. Thanks, Avery. Thanks for presenting. You can stop sharing your screen now and let's see if Daniel is ready. Daniel? Okay, if Daniel is still not ready, we can move on to success.
Ma, I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, wait. I have success Ayao and I have trust Ayao. So who is ready out of the both of you?
Me.
Okay, all right. So you can share your screen and show us your presentation.
My screen.
Ma,
Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay, Fira, is that you? All right, give us a couple more minutes. Let's hear from Okay, all right. So Trust, if you're bringing up your screen, let's hear from Fury. Okay. All right, Fury, can you share your screen? All right, I think Fury still has some network issues as well. Trust, anytime that you can share your screen, just go ahead and share it, and then we'll stop for you. So I see Chikezie has joined. Chikezie, are you ready?
Yes,
Okay, can you start your camera and share your screen, please?
my my camera does not work. He said I'm using a browser, so it doesn't allow me to use camera.
Okay, that's fine. Can you share your screen?
Okay. Mm.
All right. So can you tell us what your game is about, and then you can play it for us?
You use the arrow keys to control the ball so you can catch the apple. Then when you catch the apple, it makes a jump sound and your score increases.
Angela, and my name is Angela.
Okay.
All
right. So can you minimize your game screen and then walk me through the.
The name of my course is My name is Fire. I like drawing and I also love doing mission.
Okay. Wait, who is currently sharing?
Me.
Okay, Fire, can you give us a couple of minutes? All right, Chikezie, you can share again.
Okay.
All right, so I was gonna say, can you walk me through the code for the bull sprite?
Yeah. Okay. When the green flag is clicked, is forever. It's going to when I press the right arrow, it changes X by 10, which is to the right. Then if I use the left arrow, it changes X by -10 which will make it to go to the left.
Okay. And then for your apple.
When the green flag is clicked, it's going to set my score to 0, so it starts from being. Then the apple goes to a random position. Then I set Y to 163, which is up. Then forever it's going to change Y by -5, which means it's going to be coming down. Then it's going to go into a random position, which means it's going to be coming down at a random position. Then when the green flag is clicked and is touching the ball, it's going to start this jump sound. Then it's going to change my score by 1. Then to go to another position again and drop down. Then if it touches the edge, it's going to set my score to.
All right, great. So what was the challenging part? What was the most challenging part of your project?
Sometimes it did not work, but I now fixed it.
Okay, all right. So debugging your code was a bit challenging.
Eh?
I said debugging your code was a bit challenging. That's what all
Yes.
programmers go through. Yeah. But then I'm glad at the end you were able to fix it and it worked. So that's did you add any sounds to your game? I saw that you added the chomp sound
Yes, I don't know why
when the
you
apple
guys are.
touches the ball.
Yes, it makes the sound. I don't know if you can hear it. It's making the sound, but
Oh, okay,
I don't
maybe it's
think
on
it-
your end, but it's not reaching us. Okay, that's
Eh?
I don't think the sound is reaching us. But that's good if you can hear it from your end. All right. So what's the highest score so far that you've achieved with your game?
I don't really play it because it's just infinite. It doesn't end.
Oh, it's still infinity. Okay. All right, that's my challenge for you. Try to see if you can stop it at some point and then move it to another level. Maybe your other level is now you're gonna create another sprite for another apple, and then it's two apples dropping and you're trying to catch it with your ball. So that's
Okay.
gonna be a level of complexity to add to it. All right, I look forward to seeing that.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, thanks, Chikeze. Let's see. Trust, are you ready now?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, okay. All right, whose screen are we seeing?
Mine.
Okay, all right. So after Trust, we'll have just one more person for the lack of time, and then whoever is not able to present today can either join our next project presentation session or send me their project for grading. All right, Trust, back to you.
So, I went to event to click to start. I brought my event and put it here. Then I went to motion. I got go to X and Y.
Okay,
I
wait,
made
Trust,
the
I'm
X
sorry.
to
Hold on. I don't think I can see your screen. I think I'm seeing Fury's screen. Can you start sharing again? Or Fury, can you stop sharing for a bit?
I'll start sharing.
Okay.
So, can you see my screen?
Not yet. Okay, yes, now I can see it. Okay.
So, I went to event and brought on start. Then I went to event to motion to bring go to X and Y. I made the X to 0 and Y to -80. Then I went to function. So when I went to function and I typed and I pressed type and I clicked create function and I made it fly and move. Then I now brought my block and I brought the down one. So I brought it out. Then I went to animation. Then inside the animation, I put fly. So I went to motion, and I went to move 5 pixels and brought it up. Then I put 5, and I brought my wait 1 second in control. I now brought my animate again, and this time I made it to breathe fire. So I went to motion and brought us move 5 pixels and made it to wait, and I brought wait 1 second again in control. Then I told him to, then I went to sound and told him to say, let us fly. Then I brought my event again and brought when actor click. I brought my forever block in control. I went to my functions again and go to creation. Again, I block, fly, and move. But this time is another block. So this is how I made my lock in Actor.
Okay.
In Actor.
Before
In
you move to
Actor.
Actor 1, can you play it and maximize the screen of the animation?
Okay. Huh? Okay.
Oh, I see.
And they go to many places. So now,
okay.
So
all right,
now
walk
this
me
is
through
how.
the code. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
All right, so walk me through the code for your other sprite.
Huh?
So walk me through the code for the other dragon.
Other dragon.
Was it the same thing as the first dragon and then you just changed the positioning?
Well, I will brought my own start, then I brought my motion to go. I went to motion and brought go to X and go to X Y. My X was 500 and my Y was minus 80 again. Then I went to my functions again and created functions. Then I told it to fly and move. Then I went to animate I put breathe so it can breathe fire. Then I went to motions again and put move 5 pixels. Then I went to my control to get wait 1 second. Then I went to my animate again and still brought breathe fire. So I brought the same thing, move 5 pixels in motions and brought it out. Then I brought my motions and told it to wait for 1 second. Then I brought sound and told it to say okay. Then I told it to switch background in Halloween 1. Then I put it to go to wait 1 second. Then I brought my look to bring it to switch to background, jungle 2. Then I put wait 1 second again and brought switch to background, but it's Western Street. And I told it to, then I brought my motion to wait for 1 second. Then the last did not do. Then I brought my switch to background and the last one was the calm river. So any questions? Any questions, ma'am?
All right, awesome. Thank you for your presentation. I like your dragons going on adventures. I like the part especially when they breathe fire.
Yes.
So for my so far I don't think I have any questions, but I would like you to add something to your project, right? So instead of the dragons staying in a static position, I like for them to move through. And then when they get from the beginning to the end, then you can then change the background. So it's like they're going from one place to another. All right. And then out of the 4 backgrounds, which one is your favorite? I like the Halloween.
Well, I like the Western Street because it's very good and yeah.
Okay.
But my challenge is that anytime I want to bring my dragon to where the other dragon, and I press play and the thing doesn't work.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, it's fine for you to have challenges. If you're having challenges, reach out to your teacher to help you.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, you can stop sharing now, and let's give Firi one more try before we move on to the
I'm ready.
All right, Firi.
So, ma'am,
Ready.
Okay. All right, can you share your screen?
I'm ready.
All right, Firi, I'm waiting for you to share your screen.
I'm sharing my screen. I see.
Not quite yet. So it's probably gonna take a couple of seconds for it to come
Okay,
up.
so my name is
All right, Firi, while we're waiting for your screen to come up, you can introduce yourself.
Huh?
While we're waiting for your screen to come up, you can introduce yourself. Okay, I can see your screen. All right, can you go to your project on Scratch and show it to us?
My name is Miri. My name is and and the name of my course is programming. I am working on the name of my is called Amiga.
Firi, you're still breaking out. I don't think your network is not the best this evening.
Huh?
Your network is not the best this evening. You're still breaking out. Can you click on the Scratch tab and then play your project? Let's see. Okay. All right, can you play it?
This is my the pencil draws the spiral while the codes make it draw the spiral.
This must have been challenging, drawing a spiral using code. How was it? Was it what was your most difficult challenge to overcome?
Yes, sir. I really didn't have any challenges, but I was having trouble when the variable wasn't scored yet. I was having challenges doing it. Then my teacher told me I should add score so it would work and make this spiral.
Alrighty, awesome. So can you walk me through your code for your pencil?
So I went to event and went to when click. Then I went to my extension, which is this purple thing there. And I saw pen there, so I clicked on pen. When I clicked on the pen, I saw eraser and I clicked it with pen down. I now went to control and clicked on repeat step. I changed the 100. Then I went to motion and got turn 15 degrees and changed it to 35. And I went to pen again to change pen color by 40. I changed 10 to 40. Then I went to control it to get repeat 10 and change it to 36, and I put it inside the repeat 100. I now got my I now to motion and got my move 10 steps and change it to 8 steps. And then I went same motion and I now click on turn 15 degrees again.
Okay. All right, awesome. That's cool.
Sorry, this one changed to 10.
Mhm. So what happens when you change the degree?
Degree, nothing really happens. It's just that I click on set degrees because I want it to balance with the other codes.
Okay. Alrighty, awesome. That's cool. Thank you so much for sharing your game. For a level of how did you add the colors to your spirals? Did you just choose a random color for your pen?
No, I didn't choose any color. It just came like that. That's why I told you that I needed the change pen color by 40.
Oh, okay.
I turn 15 degrees, 20 degrees at all. It won't have changed the color like that.
Okay. All right. I see. That's great. Thank you so much, Vera, for sharing. I would like to see more games that you did during the course of your classes. You said you did like 8 games. So I'd like to see at least 2. So if you could share them with your teacher, and then your teacher can share them with me. All right. Thank you so much, Vera.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can stop sharing. All right. So we are officially out of time. So going back to okay. So for the students that were not able to present, please send your projects to your teachers, and then I can reach out to your teachers to get it for grading. We're going to move on to our certification presentation time. We're going to present certificates to our students that have gone through 4 levels, the 4 levels of each of our courses. For today, we're going to be presenting to 4 of our students that have gone through programming from byte levels all the way to gigabyte level. The first person will be Dominique. Dominique Okubere, congratulations. All right, and then we have Adigboyega Dewale. I don't know if Boyega is currently on this call. Obalulua Ogunwale, and then we have Zion Duile. All right, moving on to our next agenda. Let's hear from our parents. So for any of our parents that would like to provide words of encouragement to our kids that have worked hard to get to where they are, to be able to build something that they've been able to present with us. So please, parents, you can unmute yourself, and Mrs. Okubere, we cannot hear you if you're trying to say something. All right. Okay, Dominique's mom went off again. Any other parents that would like to share words of encouragement with the kids or to our teachers as well? We cannot hear you, ma.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. So we're currently out of time for your presentation. Success, is that you?
Yes.
Okay. I'll reach out to you after this project presentation for yours, right? We're currently out of time.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Okay, it seems you can't see me even though you're hearing me.
No.
Okay, I want to say thank you. I really appreciate all 1010 coding has been doing for my son. And I've seen quite a number of things that he's able to do that he never knew before. And my husband and I really appreciate all the effort from all the teachers and every one of you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, ma.
All right.
Thank you. We appreciate it. I've followed Dominic's journey from when he started in his byte level all the way till the gigabyte level, and his projects are always one to look forward to. So it was very lovely having him.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Going back to our presentation. So this is to let parents, friends, family friends that are interested in furthering their courses after what they've done over the summer. Like, we always encourage our parents that the learning doesn't stop after summer. So it's a continuous learning for the kids not to forget what they've learned. So we have our extended learning program that runs every week. So once school starts, it's gonna run maybe once a week or twice a week during the weekends to continue with the learning program for our kids. And that's it. Thank you so much, everyone. Great job for everybody that got to present. For the people that did not get to present, we would reach out to you. And you would probably have to join the next project presentation session that we're going to have. So thanks, everyone. It was lovely hearing from all of you, students, parents, families, friends. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.